Oh, I'm sorry. I was not on. My microphone was not on. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. So I was saying that welcome in my lab. That's what I do every Sunday. I come live and I bring you in my lab and we work on many things. Today, as you can see here, I have with me a FortiGate. This is a FortiGate 71F. It's factory reset. And right below it, we have a FortiTester. Let me put this on the side. We have a FortiTester. I also have another camera here that I can use to show you. So this is a FortiTester 100F. It's right beneath this. What? Why am I dropping this thing? So this is the FortiGate 71F, and that's a FortiTester 100F. The FortiTester is a Fortinet device that can help you generate traffic. You can do a lot with this. You can generate traffic. You can generate all kind of mix of traffic. You can generate some attacks, some threats, and see how your firewall or how your security device is performing. So we can use it today, or we're going to use it today to generate some kind of traffic to check the throughput or the bandwidth on the device. And I'm going to show you how you can limit the amount of traffic you can have on a certain port, or how you can prioritize some other traffic inside your environment. So that's what we're going to do today. It's a pleasure. Like every Sunday, I come and bring you in my lab. And if you see me for the first time here, my name is Guy. I am a professional, and I created this channel to come and share with you what I know and what I'm learning in this field. I work in the field of cybersecurity, and I love it. So today, just like many other Sundays, I'm going to be... Oops, did my name show there? Okay, I thought it didn't. So I'm going to bring in my lab, show you a little bit of this. All of these both of them are factory reset. I'm going to log into them, and we'll show you what the GUI looks like. And then for the FortiGate, I'm going to show you how you can configure traffic shaping on the FortiGate and how you can limit the rate on a port, like the bandwidth on a port. And one other thing that I do for you on my website is that I create my courses. I have a lesson or a training on the CCNA right now, 200-301 on en.kbtrainings.com. It goes from zero to engineer, and that's just one of many trainings that I'm going to bring you, because I spend a lot of time in my lab. I have a lot of things that I can share with you. I have more trainings or little courses or things coming on Fortinet specifically. I'm going to create videos on FortiGate operator and FortiGate administrator. If you don't want to miss that, make sure you are on my email list so that when the course or the training is available, I'm going to let you know. I just realized that I forgot to launch this new angle here, because I have another angle over there that is showing on this side. And this is a little camera that I use to show you this different angle. All right, guys. So this is what I have now. These are the two devices I do have in front of me. The FortiTester, like I said, it is there to create all kind of traffic. You can do, I'm going to log into it right now and show you. You can test performance, you can test security, and you can do all kind of attacks. So from here, the traffic can be generated, and then you can put a device in the middle. Like in our case, we're going to put a FortiGate. And one of the first things we're going to do is that we can check the web traffic or generate some web traffic first. Or, you know what, let's forget about the web. We can do a mix of traffic, mixed enterprise traffic. So I'm going to show you how to generate that. So we're going to have a client on a certain port, because the FortiTester can be at the same time a server and a client. So one port can be connected, like the port number 1, we're going to have our client here. And then the port number 2 is going to have the server. So since we do have these two devices on the FortiTester, we need to connect the port number 1 to the FortiGate. I will pick the port number 1 for it to be the network where the server or the client is connected, and the port number 2 will be where the server is connected. And we're going to see how the FortiGate is going to route or forward this traffic between the two devices. And we can check the speed, we can check the traffic that we have, the traffic itself, and we can also limit the bandwidth if we want to. And why would you do that? How would that help? Let's say, for example, you have a service provider giving you, let's say, 250 megabytes of speed of connection, and you are required per SLA to stay below this bandwidth here. So what you want to make sure is that even if your connection is 1 gigabit per second, you can make sure that at any time in your network, you stay below 250 megabit per second. Because if you go beyond it, you may have some fees or charges that are added to your account or things like that. So if you want to control the bandwidth or to limit the rate on a certain interface, I'm going to show you the kind of commands you can use. And also, let's say if from the inside, you are pushing 1 gigabit per second, and then you have a bottleneck on your one interface, and you only have to push out 250 meg per second, you're going to drop some traffic. A lot of traffic is going to be dropped. You have a memory in devices like the FortiGate. You have some memory where you can have a buffer of some of that traffic, because peaks like this, it doesn't happen at all time. And this is part of QoS, or quality of service, as called mainly in the Cisco area. And again, talking about the Cisco, I talk about it in my CCNA training. So you have a way to set QoS on Cisco. So on FortiGate, we do it with traffic shaping. So if I have to drop some packet at some point, I have a way to give priority to some other packet, like voice packet, for example. Voice over IP, you can give it priority over any other traffic that you have. And I'm going to show you how to do that using traffic shapers. You can make sure that if you ever drop traffic, VoIP will be high priority. And if you are limited, if you have a congestion, voice will be given priority, and you always be able to talk. Why? Because voice is usually, not usually, it's always UDP. It goes in real time. We're going to identify it with SIP, which is the protocol that is used for voice traffic. So you're going to give priority to SIP traffic so that if there is a congestion, you'll be able to talk to each other. TCP is good because if you drop traffic with TCP, TCP is able to resend those packets again. But with UDP, if you drop packets, it's gone. You're going to have choppy calls and nothing is going to work. That's what I'm going to do today. So to recap, first of all, I'm going to show you how to limit bandwidth. And then I'm going to show you how to prioritize traffic on the FortiGate. And this is just me in my lab. I've been playing with FortiTester for a moment now. It's a huge device. I haven't looked at all the options yet, but my goal is also to show you how some other vendors compare. For example, I'm thinking of making a video where I send some security attacks from the FortiTester to a FortiGate and compare it to Cisco Meraki, for example. I have two MX64 in my lab. I'm going to use them to test and see which of those two can catch most of the attacks or most of the threats inside the network. And that'll be just some fun project we can do together. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to log into the FortiTester. I'm going to do some configurations on it just to make sure I have management access from the GUI. I'm going to give it an IP address in my home network. And next we're going to do the same thing on the FortiGate. They are both factory reset, just like I said. So what I'm going to do now is that I have a console cable connected to the console cable of the FortiTester. I don't know if I've showed you. Yeah, I've shown you the front of the FortiTester. So we just have the console cable, and we have the management port that is connected to my switch. I have a switch sitting back here. Let me show you. This is my Forti switch where I connected the FortiGate and the FortiTester. So right now we have this cable, I mean this management port. I'm gonna make sure that it's either DHCP or I can set a static IP on it. And then we have the port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 on the FortiTester. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are SFP plus, and again this is the 100F FortiTester, and that's it. So let's go in the CLI and make sure that we have our FortiTester ready to go. So like I said, it was just factory reset. I can do with I can log in with admin, no password, and then I need to, oh, I actually don't have to set a new password. Okay, that's fine for now, but we can still do it if you want. So if I do show system interface, this is the default IP that comes with the FortiTester, but because I want to connect it to my home network, I need to modify this. And one of the good things with Fortinet is that the FortiOS commands, or the commands that you know for FortiOS, literally work with any of their devices, like most of them. Like the FortiTester, as you can see here, is something that I can easily manipulate because I know what FortiOS commands I have to use for certain things, and it definitely works on this device as well. So here, for example, I can do config system interface. I can edit management interface. MGMT. I can do set mode DHCP. That's all I can do for now. Let's see if that works. Okay, seems to be working. So right now, the FortiTester should be able to get an IP address from my home network. So system interface. Or maybe, do I have to turn it on and off? Okay, let me unplug the cable on the management port and then plug it back in. Was this the IP that I had before? Yeah, it is. It was 199 and then it became 110. Why? That's crazy. Let's see. Show system interface. You know what? I think I'm connected to a wrong port. Let me go to my home FortiGate and make sure the port that I'm connected to is the right one. So I go under FortiSwitch ports, and this one is connected to the port number 1. Let's see, port number 1 is main 35. Yeah, I'm in the right VLAN. What do I, okay, you know what I can do is just give it an IP, like a static IP. Config system interface, no, edit, idiot. Edit MGMT, set mode static, manual, set IP, I think that's correct. Set IP 10.635.0.63. That is the IP I've been using for it. And then mask. All right, let's try this. Okay, let me try to ping the default gateway. Doesn't work. Show system interface. Oh, do I need to set the route? I don't think I need to because it's in the same network. What's wrong with this switch? One moment. Okay, I just had to unplug the cable and plug it back in. Hi, Lionel René Bizot. Thank you for saying hi in the chat. Let's see if we can now ping. Okay. Yeah, I just had to move the cable. Something was off with it. Okay, so that is the FortiTester, and I can come back here and open a screen here. This is where the FortiTester is. I can do admin without password. Now I have to set a new password. I can keep it simple. Password. And I hit OK. And then I need to log back in again. All right, so once you log in the FortiTester, you have a couple of options here. You can go here for performance if you want to test the performance of a certain device. You can go here for security if you want to test some security features. You can test for attacks. I think this is MITRE attacks. And you can do all these other ones. So, and the settings are here. In the settings is where you can see things like the uptime and the version that I have here. This is the version 7.4.4. And yeah, so I can come back here and go under performance. And under performance, these are the different options that you can test here. You can do HTTP, you can you do HTTPS, you can do VPN, DNS, UDP, all kind of stuff. Under HTTP, we can do throughput test, for example, just to see how much traffic we can push. What I like usually is the mixed traffic. This is where you can pick the kind of traffic you want, like enterprise traffic, and you can push it through a certain device and see how much of the traffic you get or what is the speed. So this is the FortiTester. We're going to come back here to configure it later. For now, let's go and configure the switch, the FortiGate that is right next to me. I am going to unplug the cable from the Forti switch. By the cable, I mean the console cable. I unplugged it from the FortiTester. What am I talking about? And then I'm now connecting it to the console cable on the FortiGate 71F. So what I want to do now is go in the CLI, admin, no password. So now I have a brand new device, no configurations in it. I just need to make sure that the internal port or the internal switch is actually set for DHCP, so I can get an IP for my home network. So I can do config system. Oh, first I need to, okay, let me just show you how it works. Config system interface. If I do edit internal and I am trying to change the mode to DHCP, it's going to fail because the DNS is there. So I need to delete DNS first. So configure system, DHCP. There was a server DHCP that was attached to that interface. If I go here and I do show, you can see that the DHCP server number 1 is actually attached to the internal interface. That's why we couldn't change the mode on it. So I can come here and delete 1, and then I can go back to configure system interface, edit internal, and then I can do set mode DHCP. And so right now I can just maybe unplug it and plug it back in, so we can get an IP address assigned to our internal virtual interface. It should come at any moment now. There was another command to get the IP address. Was it get system? I forgot what it was. IP user. I don't remember. There was an IP a command that would show you just the different interfaces and the IPs they have on it. I don't know which one it is, but what I usually like to do is show system interface and question mark. Okay, we see now that we have 10.35.0.169. So what I'm gonna do is go here to that IP 149 and hit enter. So now I have access to the graphic user interface of the FortiGate. Here I can do admin password and I can log in. All right, you can continue. Okay. All right, so I'm inside my FortiGate. The thing I want to do is that these two ports here, the ports 1 and 2, I'm going to remove them from the internal interface, because you know that by default, port 1 through 5 are part of the internal. I'm going to make sure that 1 and 2 are released from there so I can use them for my client and server on the FortiTester. So what I have to do is go under network interfaces, and then I'm going to double click on internal to make sure 1 and 2 are removed. And usually what happens is that it's going to look for a new IP and it's going to be given a different IP. So when I do OK here, you can see that 1 and 2 are now showing as independent ports. I can use them now as layer 3 ports. I just know that it's going to change the IP. So right now it's already maybe changed. So I can do 150 here. That's usually the new IP. Nope. Don't worry about that. So I think I made a mistake. I was probably going to go for 10.35.0.150. Yeah, that's the new IP that it gets. And then I can log in again with admin and password. Okay, I'm in. I don't have to do this. So what I want to do now is, like I said, we're going to have 2 links here. One for the clients, which is the port number 1. The second for the server, port number 2. So this is going to be 192.168.2.0/24. That's a network where the server is connected to the FortiGate. The first one will be 192.168.1.0/24. So let's do that inside the FortiGate, or actually from the GUI. So I'm going to go under network interfaces, and I need to create I need to go under internal one, and I'm going to give it the name client, and then on the IP it's going to be 192.168.1.1/24, and I can enable all of this, but I mainly need to enable, I actually don't have to. You know what, let's just leave it, because we know we're going to ping, maybe the ping only. That'll be all for the clients. And then we have internal 2 called server, and we can give it an IP of 192.168.2.1/24, and that's all I need. And then I'll go with OK. So for us to have connectivity between the client and the server, we also need to have a firewall policy created for that. So we need to come here and create a new policy. I'm going to call it client to server, and incoming will be client, outgoing will be server, and source will be all, destination will be all. You know what, I just realized that sometime earlier I was not able to get the traffic from the client, from the server to the client. That was probably because I didn't have the firewall policy. But anyway, we have flow-based. We don't need NAT for now. But I need application control because I want to be able to monitor the applications that I have running. And then I can log all the sessions, and I'll hit OK. Next, I can duplicate this, or just copy it and then paste below. So this is going to be server to clients. And then I'm going to do, this is going to be server going out to clients, all. Okay, that's good. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to enable this. All right. That is all for our FortiGate. Another thing I have to do is that I need to go in the FortiTester, back in the FortiTester. Now we're going to create a new traffic, like we're going to define the traffic we want to receive from the FortiTester. Here I'm going to do it. I'm going to click create. What do we want to mix the traffic by? Protocol, case type, or existing case. I'm going to pick protocol. Custom traffic template. I don't have any template right now. Maybe I should be creating templates with time, because I don't have anything right now. Device under testing role. It's going to be my network gateway. Device under testing working mode. It's going to be in NAT mode. And then I'm going to pick what I want here. Oh, you know what? Maybe instead of picking manually, let me go just with enterprise traffic, enterprise light. What do we have in enterprise light? Um, let's take a look here. So under enterprise lights, we have video, audio, text, SMTP, BitTorrent, FTP, SMB. I don't see SIP here. There's no voice traffic. I don't like that. Let's go and pick enterprise. Okay. Yep. Here at least I see SIP, RTSP, and all kind of traffic. So I changed this to enterprise, and then this is the mix of traffic that I have. I don't know if I can change this. Manage template. Let me manage these templates. Enterprise. Can I clone it? Okay, I'm gonna call it KB traffic. All right. What do we want to do here? Since voice is going to be used for testing, I mean for most of the testing, to give it priority and stuff, I am going to give voice simulated user 1024, like a lot of users, like 1024 users. Client, server, no, client, network, no limit for client, server, no limit for it as well. Let's see how much we get. But it's still showing 0.25%. What if I want to change it? What if I want to change SIP? Wait, 5. Modify applications. Okay, SIP is there. How do I increase the I don't know how to make voice higher in terms of bandwidth. Let's see, flows. Maybe I define them somewhere else, but maybe let's just leave it like that for now. Okay, I'm just gonna save this. Export this config. Where else do I? Okay, custom traffic templates. I still don't understand why I'm not able to increase the amount of voice traffic. Oh, maybe I can change just by hitting it here. So wait, let's give it 600. Oh, okay, nice. So by changing the weight, now I increase the bandwidth. So video is still 600. Let me actually even make it more than video. So 900. All right, now we have more voice traffic. Okay, I'm glad I figured it out. Byte 362, 265, bandwidth 33%. Okay, that's good. That's what I wanted. I wanted to give more priority to voice traffic. So what I want to do is go back to mixed traffic. Mixed traffic is there. Create new protocol KB traffic, and then we're gonna do NAT mode, and I'm gonna hit OK. And here is where you define how long do you want it to run. This is 10 minutes. And another very important configuration that you have to do is here. So we need to define where the client is connected. Client is on the port number 1. Server is on the port number 2. And when we scroll down, we need now to define the different subnets. So for port number 1 or the client, we have 162.160, I mean 192, that's what, that 1.2, that is my, oh, actually here I need to give an interval, I just remember. So it needs to be something like 192.168.1.40, for example. These are the clients that we have on this side. For the server, we also need to have many servers. So I'm gonna do 2 and 2 there. Both of them are /24. And the gateway is going to be just one. I mean, the one we set up on the FortiGate actually. It's gonna be that one at the end. And here it's gonna be .2.1. And then peer network is the network on the other side. So in our case, here is .2.0/24. And there it's gonna be .1.0/24. All right, so what I like to do is save these things. Like this one, I can save it and call it KB mix, because this is my mixed traffic. And these settings will be here. Next time I want to use it, it's going to be available for me. So now, with everything that I did, what I have to do is just to make sure that I have cables going, first of all, from the port 1 on the FortiGate to the port 1 on the FortiTester, and then the port 2 on the FortiGate to the port 2 on the FortiTester. And actually, just for fun, I usually like to do some packet capture on the FortiGate. Let's go on the FortiGate. And I don't like this logout that is happening very quickly. So I'm gonna do admin password. Oops, admin, do I not have a password? Wait. All right. So I want to go under system and settings, and I want to change my idle timeout to 480 and then apply. So if you go in the CLI, you can do admin password. Let me zoom back a little bit. Let's do some packet capture on port number 1. So I'll do diagnose sniffer packets internal 1 none. We're gonna see everything that's happening on that port. For now it's connected. We don't have any traffic yet. The only thing I have to do here is to look at some of these configurations. On the client, that's all I have. On the server, that's all I have. Action, KB traffic, and this and that. Okay, client, server. All right, I think it's all good. I can hit start to start generating traffic. So what's gonna happen is that the FortiTester is going to push a bunch of traffic to the FortiGate. And I don't know if you can hear that, but there is a lot of noise in the background from the FortiTester. Right now, it's going to start just becoming really loud because it's now creating that traffic out of nowhere. And we can see these packets here being sent. We can see the scene, the UDP and everything. And we see a lot of UDP, which is actually voice traffic. And if we look at here, we can see the amounts of, or the traffic that's being generated. And it's also set to run for an hour. And you can go under clients and under SIP to see what we have. Is this 1 meg? Yeah, I think it's ramping up. Yeah, it's ramping up right now. I don't know if the time is too short. I probably had to increase it. But we have all these sessions that are being created, SIP sessions. We have audio that is being generated here. And we have video that is being generated here from the client to the server. So on the FortiGate, now I can go on the dashboard. I like to create a new widget. The interface bandwidth. That's the widget. I can do that for the client interface. and I can create another widget for the server interface. Then if you go back to the dashboard, they're right here, and I like to make them larger like this and make this one large like that. As you can see, we can see that we have 939 megabit per second on the internal port going out to the clients, and this is what coming in from the server. And since we have application control enabled, I can come under FortiView and see the kind of applications that we are currently seeing. You can see that YouTube is there as number one. We have WhatsApp, we have Stream, we have RTP, and SIP voice. This is what the amount of bandwidth and sessions that we have. So we have our traffic being pushed. For now, this was the very first step. I show you how to create traffic from my device. And if you come here, you can see that SIP is actually number one in terms of bandwidth. So we have a lot of VoIP traffic that is being pushed. And then we have some YouTube, and we have all these other ones. So what I can do now is show you how I can restrict the bandwidth on that interface. Let's say, for example, that I am only able to push 250, or maybe let's say not 250. Let's say I can push only 350 on that interface as outbound. We can make sure that we don't have more than that on here. So what we have to do is go under the FortiGate, configure system interface, edit internal one, and these are the commands that you need. One moment. All right, it's here. You have, I went too fast. I don't know if you hear that noise, but this FortiTester is becoming a little loud in here. You know what? Let me just give you the thing. It's actually set in bandwidth. If you want to set the inbound bandwidth that you want, or the rate that you want for inbound traffic, and then you can also do set outbound. Let's set outbound to 350, and the unit here, as it said, as you can see, it's kilobit per second. Oh, I'm so sorry, you don't see everything. So this is what I was showing you. So I want to set out bandwidth to 350,000 kilobit per second. When I do end, what's going to happen is that this is going to be reduced. You're going to notice that first of all, we are going to have some few things that will be different. We have this line here. This line was not there before. The line is showing us the limit that we set for outbound. Okay? This outbound is also going to dictate this inbound as well. As you can see, it's going down because now it needs to match what is coming out of here. So some packet is being dropped at this point. And if you go back, we go back to the FortiTester. Let's check from the server SIP, for example. We have 8 megabit per second. Okay. Under status, no, under client SIP, we have 19 megabit per second. Okay. I don't know if I should set it to this 19 or something else. But if we go to the FortiGate, let's go back to the FortiView applications. I am refreshing this page. Oh, you know what? I was reading it the wrong way. What we have actually here is the uh, total capacity, or like the total data that we've received or sent with this application, and this is where we have the bandwidth. So I think I can refresh this again. Why it doesn't show SIP anymore? I was able to see SIP before. Unknown application. Why? 1 second. Okay, this is what I wanted. So we can see that SIP or voice is 9.13 megabit per second. And then we have all this other traffic. And if we go back to our status, I open it in a different window or different tab, we can see that the speed has been reduced to 153 megabit per second outbound on the client side. So now at least we are sure that we're not going to go beyond what we set, which is I think 350 or something. And then the FortiTester is also behaving differently. You can see all these different sessions: attempted, establish, passive, and you can see the different TCP sessions over here. On the server, on the TCP, this is what we see. These are the different number of sessions that we have. We have a lot under this number because we do have a lot of voice traffic actually being created, a ton of it. If I go under clients and SIP, we have 28 megabit per second. You know what? What if I want to reduce it to... Oh, it's still growing. But we are almost at the end of our test. Can I modify it? Let me try to edit it. Let's do 60 minutes and hit start. Oh, because it's running, I can't do it. I need to kill what's running right now. Stop it. So I'm stopping this. All right, let's go back to the beginning. I want to edit this and run it for an hour. Okay. Everything stays the same and I can do start. You know what? Let me actually limit the rate to 50 megabit per second just to make it difficult. All right. Okay, now we have our FortiTester going at it again. SIP, we still have 1 megabit per second, but it's growing. If we come back here and refresh this, hey, is it real? Let's see. It shows me, as you can see here, SIP voice 21 megabit per second. That's a lot for voice. That's good. So we have all these sessions here. This is the total amount of traffic that we've pushed. And the YouTube is at 26. This one, I don't know. I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I think if we refresh, we can have it. WhatsApp collaboration is 1.26 megabit per second. Let me refresh again. 32 megabit per second for voice. See what happened. Since I reduced the limit, voice is now reduced to 4 megabit per second. Because now we need to stay below 50. Let me refresh this. Wow, conserve mode activated due to high memory usage. Okay. Yeah, I think the memory has been hit. But it should be able to reduce though. See, inbound here is now very reduced. Oh, and if you want to look at CPU, we can do this and show per core CPU usage. You can see that all the CPUs, and this is the 71F by the way. I hit it with too many sessions. So this is what we're using right now. Maybe I should have reduced things on the FortiTester side instead of, or you know what? Let me apply those inbound and outbound everywhere. Like this number, I'm gonna use it on configure system interface. Set in bandwidth. Oh no. It's no, edit internal 1, set in bandwidth. Okay, next, edit internal 2. I'll do set in bandwidth and then set out bandwidth. I just set it on both ways on all the interfaces, both of them, all the directions. If I come back here, 30, 42, she's not real. Wait, maybe it was old, because the bandwidth should be lower than 50. The conserve mode is disabled and the bandwidth is showing 56 here. Let's see if that one is gonna reduce or drop. Let's check with the FortiTester. "14 megabit per second for SIP, 8 for VoIP, 8 for video." So we should be somewhere below these numbers. So we need to give it some time for it to refresh. You know what? Let's restart this. I'm going to stop this. And then I'm going to restart again on fresh traffic. Okay, this is where we are. I think I can reduce this instead of telling the total bandwidth to 100 meg, I'm going to put 70 megabit per second, and then it's gonna redistribute again. We have 23 here, 21 there. Some proportion will be set to 0 because the bandwidth limit is too small. It might cause the inaccurate test result. Okay, that's fine. Or let's do 100 megabit per second. Let's start. What's running now? Oh, okay, this one is running. Went down to 0. Now we're gonna have new traffic coming in. As you can see, because I set all those in bandwidth and out bandwidth, you can see these 4 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the speeds that we are now receiving. And if I go back to here, you can see how much we are sending and receiving. Okay, so that was the first step, limiting the rate on interfaces. So now I want to show you how you can prioritize traffic. Let's say in our case here, we want to prioritize SIP or voice traffic. To do that, we need to go under policy and objects, traffic shaping. When you go under traffic shaping, by default, we have this traffic shaping policy that comes with the device. All the traffic is set to medium, and we need to add another policy on top or before or above this one to prioritize our voice traffic. So I'm gonna do create new, call it voice high, and source interface client server, outgoing interface client server. So we go with both directions, and depending on your need, you can apply the policy only on one direction if you want to. Source, I'm going with all now, since I didn't specify any object, any address object for my environment here. Services, this is where we're going to specify SIP specifically. So I'm gonna take SIP and SIP messenger. And if you want to specify a certain application like YouTube or WhatsApp or whatever, this is where you find a list of about 2,000 applications that you can pick from. And then when you have it there, you can select the application that you want. But for now, we just keep it for SIP or for voice. And then here we apply the shaper. Shapers are actually created, let me show you, under this other tab. So policy and object, traffic shaping. Under traffic shaper, you get this by default. And I can just explain a little bit what these are. This, as the name says, you can guarantee 100 kilobit per second for certain traffic. This is for high priority traffic. If you want to give high priority to some traffic, low priority, medium, and shared 1 megabit pipe. I've usually never used that one. But if we want to go for high priority for voice only, we need to come under our traffic shaper or traffic shaper policy. We do shared shaper and we pick high priority. This means that our voice traffic will be given priority. If I hit OK, we can go under traffic shaper. We can see that this is the traffic that we are receiving that is VoIP, and this is how much, we're giving it high priority in our in our environments. I can go back to status just to see what we have now. 72. And I can go to applications and see how much we have for voice. We have 13, but it has high priority right now. So we will prioritize voice all the time in this environment. And if you want to see a little more details, you can go under shipping, traffic shipping policies, do a right click and show matching logs. It's going to show you all the SIP traffic that was cut and that was given priority based on that traffic shipping policy. That is a good thing. Another thing you can also do, if you want to give it a guaranteed bandwidth, you can use this other traffic shipper here. I can grab this one, clone it, and call it voice, let's say 30 megabit per second. In this case, I'm going to reserve 30 megabit per second by using this guaranteed bandwidth. So I'm going to do 30 kilobits, 30 megabit per second, priority of high, and go with OK here. So I can come in my traffic policy, traffic shipping policy, change it down here and use the voice 30 megabit per second and hit OK. So now if you go on the shipper, you can see that this is where we match this shipper with our VoIP traffic, and it's being used currently right now. And if we go under FortiView applications, you can see that SIP is 12, YouTube is 17. So if we ever run out of bandwidth, this is going to be applied. Like VoIP is going to be given priority. And I think YouTube will never go beyond, I think since we have it set to 50 megabit per second, I think YouTube will never go beyond 25 or something like that. So that's how you can prioritize some traffic, and should be all good. Let's see if I have anything else I need to cover here. On the client, TCP sessions, we have everything running perfectly. All right, guys, that's what I want to share with you. Of course, you can take some time to explore, and this is the way to apply to give priority in the FortiGate. And also, you can still mark traffic if you want to do traffic marking. You can create new traffic shipping profiles here. You can create classes of traffic and stuff. So all of that can be done here. But basically, with what I did now, I don't have to do a lot. VoIP is going to be prioritized always, and that's something that will resolve a lot of issues in your environment if you are facing that kind of problems. That's going to be all for now, guys. If you like what I do, make sure you like the video on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. And also follow me on social media at Gibisuku or KBTrainings. And again, if you want to learn networking or if you want to start or boost your career in the tech field, the CCNA is one of the best certifications that you can take today. And I have a course on en.kbtrainings.com where I go from zero to engineer. More trainings to come on that website on Fortinet generally, FortiGate, FortiManager, FortiAnalyzer, and it's all going to be there at en.kbtrainings.com. And make sure you follow me there. Thank you guys for being live. Leave a comment. If you have a question, put it down there, and we'll keep the conversation going. But that was all for now. I will keep playing with the FortiTester, and I'm going to show you in the future all these other options that we have here. Under security, we can do DDoS attacks, fuzzing, IPS malware, all kind of stuff. And under here, this is MITRE stuff. I still have to explore all of this. I am not very familiar for now. But yeah, it's gonna be all on this channel. Make sure you stick around. Thank you. Like the video. I see we have a couple people online, but not so many likes. Make sure you like the video, and we will keep it going. Wait, I was trying to play this. All right. Let's see. All right. All right, guys. Take care and see you next time. Bye.